A mutant invasion has wiped out most of mankind, and you must lead the survivors on a mission to restore human civilization. This is Phoenix Point. Phoenix Point is a turn-based tactical combat game with real-time global strategic planning. In Phoenix Point, you will need to balance building your base, researching technology and weapons, and forging diplomatic relations with other human factions, while deploying your soldiers to explore, exploit, and exterminate any threats on the world. The goal of the game: discover the origin of the mutant threat and put an end to it. When you begin a Phoenix Point campaign, you will start on the Geoscape, which represents the game's strategic layer. Here, you can see where your first base is positioned, as well as nearby points of interest to explore. These points of interest may represent valuable resources, faction strongholds that you can trade or raid for supplies, or side missions with various rewards depending on your playstyle. To get to points of interest and to tactical battles, you'll use your vehicle to transport troops who can explore and fight. Before jumping into your first encounter though, make sure you familiarize yourself with your starting squad of Phoenix Point operatives. Soldiers come with different special abilities and classifications. You always begin with a sniper, some assault class troopers, and a heavy. Each of these soldier classes has different abilities, strengths, and weaknesses, and you can gain experience in combat which can be used to make their abilities even stronger. You can also manage your squad's inventory, and here you can select which weapons, armor, or special equipment the soldier will take into battle. Now, back to the Geoscape. You start off with one Manticore transport. Later in the game, you can research and develop more and better transports. When you move the Manticore to a point of interest, you can uncover what it holds by using the Explore function. There are multiple mission types, from scavenging for resources to defending other factions' havens. In this video, we are taking on a rescue mission, which requires us to save and evacuate soldiers to achieve victory. This is the tactical combat interface, where your team and the enemy team, as well as any neutrals, take turns acting in sequence. Phoenix Point's tactical system is based on action points, which allows soldiers to take a variety of actions, such as moving, shooting, or using items, all of which use action points. Soldiers have a certain number of action points to use per turn, after which they cannot do anything else. As a soldier moves, you can see what type of protective cover they will be in, whether they have line of sight to better shoot an enemy or potentially be shot upon, and how much movement remains before they are unable to use their equipped weapon. Move too far, and you'll be left defenseless if you spot an enemy. You can easily identify this by keeping an eye on our color guides. If you're moving within the blue area, you will have enough action points for your next readied action. However, if you start to cross into the yellow, you will not. There are also indicators which will guide whether or not you will have line of sight on an enemy where you are planning to move. Typically, soldiers will move, take cover, shoot, use items, or throw grenades during a turn, though various class-based actions also exist, like jet jumping. Most of the time, not all enemies will be revealed right away on maps and must be discovered, or will discover your soldiers. One key difference in Phoenix Point from some other tactics games is that Phoenix Point uses realistic ballistics as opposed to a die roll to determine hits. Each projectile fired in a game of Phoenix Point is a physical object which can damage whatever it hits, including structures, vehicles, and even things the player may not yet be able to see. Phoenix Point also includes an option for soldiers to engage free aim, which lets you aim manually and target specific enemy body parts or gear. When using free aim, you will see a targeting reticle with two circles. The inner circle represents the area in which about 50% of the rounds from a burst shot will land. The outer circle represents the area where all of your shots will land. Think carefully before you pull the trigger. You will also see an estimate of how much damage you may do to a particular target as relates to its health and armor. Let's go back to that Triton Strangler to demonstrate free aim. Here, you can see we are aiming at its torso. With its torso targeted under the reticle, we may do the necessary damage needed to disable that body part, which would cause other effects to the creature. We also would damage its total hit points by about half. Once the mission is complete, you can see the status of your soldiers, the experience they gained, and any other equipment that you've scavenged. Soldiers will also become more fatigued and require some downtime to fully recover. It's up to you whether you transport to the next mission or back to the base for a rest and rearming. Keep in mind that in Phoenix Point, as you upgrade your soldiers' skills and equipment, the enemy mutates in response, making each mission harder and less predictable as time goes on. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for even more Phoenix Point videos and trailers.